what's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slade's the place for you!
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
The Iowa Girls State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Iowa River Landing District and the Extreme Arena, host to the 2023 Girls State Volleyball Championships. The digital network is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. What a dandy we have here in a Class 4A semifinal matchup between the 2-seed Indianola Indians and the 6-seed Lewis Central Titans. Let's start first with Lewis Central. They played a wild 5-set matchup to take down the defending Class 4A champion Xavier Saints on Monday. A match that went 2 hours and 6 minutes, and a match where in game number 5, Lewis Central was down 10-4. They battled all the way back and came out to win 17-15 and send their school to the state semifinals for the first time since 2017, which happens to be the last time they were here at the state tournament. For Indianola, they also played a wild 5-set match right before Lewis Central did. Their match went 2 hours and 11 minutes long, and they were able to get past Marion, having to win both the 5th and the 4th set in order to not fall in kind of a heartbreak fashion like they did in the 2022 tournament. Let's take a look at our road to state for both of these two teams. First of all, for Lewis Central, again, they took down the defending state champions in Xavier in that first round. They're 32-2 on the year. Their only 2 losses come to state tournament teams. 3-2 in that wild 2 hour and 6 minute match. And Brooke Larson, what a player she is in that 6'2" for Lewis Central. 19 kills, 18 assists. She'll hit in the front row, she'll set in the back row, and did a great job. The other setter, Haley Erickson, she had 27 assists in the 6'2", so she's only setting half the time, still picked up 27 assists for Lewis Central. On the other side, for Indianola, back in the state semifinals for the first time since 1999, trying to get to their school's first ever state championship in girls volleyball. 37-4 on the year. They defeated Marion, the 7 seed in that thrilling matchup in the quarterfinal round. Tori Runyon, a state Class 4A state tournament record, 64 assists in the quarterfinal round. She beat Carly Smith of West Delaware's record from 2020. She had 61 assists in a matchup there in 2020. A state record for Tori Runyon, 64 assists. And Cameron Overton came off the bench, 24 kills for the Indianola Indians in the quarterfinal matchup against Marion. We are in for what a matchup here between these two teams. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've had 4. This will be the 12th game of volleyball played on court number 2, and of the 11 that have been played so far, we have had 4 5-set battles, including the quarterfinals for both these two teams and the semifinal in Class 5A. That's why we're running a little bit behind today. The semifinal in Class 5A that just wrapped up with the Waukee Northwest Wolves going to their first state championship in school history in volleyball, as well as they defeated Ankeny Centennial in 5 sets just moments ago here on court number 2. We're in for a good one. Glad to have each and every single one of you with us. Hello to everybody back in Council Bluffs watching here of Lewis Central, and also those in Indianola and all around the state of Iowa watching free coverage of the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships on the digital network powered by Mid-American Energy Company. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about these two teams. We'll get you set. My name is Sarah Negastal. Thanks so much for being here. We'll take a quick break. This is high school girls volleyball on the digital network.
Thanks for joining us for the 2023 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Volleyball Championship. We hope you are enjoying the competitive action on the court, and we are excited to have President Brent Johnson of the Iowa Farm Bureau here to talk to us about the relationship between Iowa Farm Bureau and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Thanks for joining us, Brent. Student athletes participating this year in the Girls State Volleyball Tournament are bringing home some pretty cool souvenirs. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this volleyball signature program is something that the kids have cherished through the years, and we're proud to partner with you and providing these signature volleyballs so that teammates can pass their signatures around, have their coaches and mentors, parents, teachers, whoever they want to sign these volleyballs, so that as they look back in time, and they can look back at their time at this tournament, understand the time, effort, sacrifice that they've put into their craft, and remember that time fondly.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brent, for joining us, and thank you, Farm Bureau, for your support of the Iowa Girl. Back to volleyball.
Coralville in the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships. We mentioned Class 5A has wrapped up as we have set our championship in Class 5A. Dowling Catholic, they were winners over Pleasant Valley in the first semifinal that started at 10 o'clock this morning. We mentioned Ankeny Centennial and Waukee Northwest went the distance in 5 sets. It was Waukee Northwest who was able to come back and find that victory over Ankeny Centennial in the other semifinal. Those two teams will play tomorrow morning for the Class 5A championship at 10 a.m. Here in Class 4A, it is right now going on the other semifinal that started a little bit earlier than we did. Clear Creek Amana, who's the number 1 seed and the favorite. They're down a set and currently down 16-10 in the second set to North Scott. North Scott, the 4 seed, found a win over ADM in the first game in their quarterfinal, 3-1. And now Clear Creek Amana is on the ropes here as they're looking for a big comeback to try to get back to the state championship game where they lost to Xavier as the 6th seed a year ago. And they will meet the winner of that game, will meet the winner of our game. It is Indianola and Lewis Central, who are coached by two very experienced coaches. That will be the one thing that will not be a problem today is experience on the bench between these two coaches. We'll start first with Indianola and Ken Halstead. 26 years he has spent coaching. He spent his first almost half coaching Coon Rapids Bayard. Again, 26 years coaching. He spent the last 12 years here coaching the Indians of Indianola, but his first 14 years before that, he spent coaching Coon Rapids Bayard. He took Coon Rapids Bayard to the state tournament where they lost in the first round in 2008. Spent 14 years there, won 219 matches. Kent Halstead did, and now he's here coaching the Indianola Indians. 587 career wins for him. On the other side, Mike Bond, who after 19 years of coaching took his first team to state. That was a Lewis Central team in 2015. His first 3 teams, he took the state in 15, 16, and 17, trying to get back to the state semifinals. We'll go downstairs for today's introductions.
And the Indianola Indians. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's semifinal matchup. First, for the Lewis Central Titans, a junior, number 7, Cami Damgard. A senior, number 8, Madeline Fedoni. A junior, number 9, Jordan Mateo. A senior, number 11, Madison Jones. A sophomore, number 14, Mallory Wohlers. Your assistant coaches, Lori Thomas, Scott Harrell, and Rochelle Owen. Now let's meet the starters for the Titans. A 5'11" junior, number 4, Madeline Osdemore. A 5'9" senior, number 5, Ashlyn Haberman. A 5'3" senior, number 6, Haley Erickson. A 5'10" senior, number 12, Anna Strohmeyer. A 6'1" junior, number 15, Maddie Roenfeld. A 5'11" junior, number 16, Brooke Larson. And the libero for the Titans, a 5'9" senior, number 1, Addison Holt. Head coach for the Titans, Mike Bond. Now let's meet the Indians. A junior, number 3, Cameron Overton. A junior, number 5, Sully Downey. A junior, number 7, Josie McGraw. A freshman, number 10, Madison Grover. A junior, number 11, Zoe Belt. And a senior, number 15, Macy Winty. Your assistant coaches, Colby Kabeski, Rob Hine, Tom Longer, Chelsea Clark, Chrissa Larson, Josh Breitbarth, and Josh Lawrence. Now let's meet the starters for the Indians. A 5'7" senior, number 1, Bryn Bishop. A 5'8" junior, number 4, Dana Blake. A 5'6" sophomore, number 6, Lauren Olson. A 5'8" junior, number 8, Aspen Nelson. A 5'11" junior, number 12, Mackenzie Sloan. A 5'9" senior, number 14, Tori Runyon. And the libero this afternoon for the Indians, a 5'6" junior, number 2, Macy Lurseth. The head coach for Indianola is Kent Halstead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce our officials for this afternoon's contest. Your first referee, Kim Paddock. Your second referee, Chris Armstrong. And your line judges, Jill Nuss and Jody Heineman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play state tournament semifinal volleyball.
Well, there we go. The two teams will shake hands, and we are ready for a fierce battle volleyball here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Both teams going with the same uniform combinations as they did in the quarterfinals. It'll be the gray and blue for the Lewis Central Titans. It will be the white and purple for the Indianola Indians. And kind of to finish on, we were talking about Mike Bond. He has 27 years coaching, 9 years here at Lewis Central. Going to mention he spent 19 years at Thomas Jefferson there in Council Bluffs before going over to Lewis Central and took his 15, 16, and 17 teams to the state tournament. They had missed the state tournament since 2017 with regional final losses in 2018, 19, 20, and 21. They fell in the regional semifinals to Heelan in 2022 and are back to the state tournament in the semifinals here in 2023, trying to get to the school's first ever state championship in volleyball. Indianola, again, same thing. They're trying to get to their first state championship in volleyball. They have played in Class 2A, 3A, and now Class 4A, one of those communities that just keeps getting bigger and growing and doing a great job there, Indianola. They played in the 1992 Class 2A tournament. In 1997, they returned to the state tournament as a Class 3A team. They returned to the state tournament in 2013 as a Class 4A team. They've been here in 4A in 13, 14, 2022, and now in 2023. It'll be Erickson, one of the setters for the Lewis Central Titans. She'll serve first, and our quarter semifinal matchup is underway. Winner off to the state championship. It'll be a slide for Indianola to start things off with Salone. It was returned by Lewis Central. They keep it alive. They got to go over with it. They will. And here comes Indianola. Battle for it at the net. And Brooke Larson finds the first point for Lewis Central. Actually, it's going to go, I believe they called Indianola in the net. So it was announced as a kill for Brooke Larson. We saw it as a kill, but I believe they flashed up numbers, so I believe they're actually going to rule that as in the net on Indianola. Either way, it's the same thing, and a point for the Lewis Central Titans. Erickson will take, she will give it off to Holt. Cross-court shot there for Lewis Central. Block, and Lewis Central finds their first block and their second point. Give that one to Roenfeld and Larson as they'll find the tandem block. It was 17 blocks for Lewis Central in the quarterfinal matchup as a team. Indianola had just 7. They score in other ways. Erickson trying to keep this one alive. Brooke Larson will just push it over, and she's got her first kill. Brooke Larson, who doubles as a setter and a hitter. This is her first year hitting, and she told me after the quarterfinal matchup that she just loves to have the volleyball in her hand. She trusts her teammates. She wanted to make that point very clear that she does trust her teammates, and she's happy when her teammates get kills too, but whether she's setting or hitting or blocking, that one's sent long, and Lewis Central will lead 3-0. She just wants to have the ball in her hand. She has built so much self-confidence over the last year. She started hitting for her club team, and now she's hitting here for her varsity team as well, along with setting in that 6-2 for Lewis Central, and they'll talk things over in our first timeout. Hey fans, Central College has you covered with career-building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarship, it's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. That's central.edu. Indianola calling their first time out as Lewis Central leads 4-0. There are the Titans making the well over 200-mile trip. They came down earlier this week, and they have stayed 240 miles, Lewis Central High School, from the Extreme Arena. After their win on Monday night, they have stayed here since and practiced here in Coralville yesterday. Lewis Central actually came up on Monday morning, even though they didn't play until that last matchup of the night on Monday. They wanted to come down early, check things out, and And they came out firing in that quarterfinal matchup. That was one of my other questions I had for Coach Bond and the girls that I talked to after the quarterfinal matchup was, how did you guys come out so aggressively in that first set as they came out and defeated Xavier in the first set 25-21 and looked really good. And they're going to lead 5-0 as another net violation here on Indianola. Looked really good in that first set. 25-21 was the final score. And then things kind of tapered off a little bit in that second set. They actually, the anomaly of that quarterfinal matchup was them losing in the second set, 25-13. As we see a battle for it at the net, Erickson will just dump it over. And Lewis Central leads 6-0 here early in this first set. And again, a first set where Lewis Central just looks on top of things. I asked Coach Bond after that 25-13 defeat in the second set, I said, how did you guys, we didn't have any other sets. Here's the slide from Indianola, and they'll find their first points. We'll come back to that. Mackenzie Sloan, the junior at 5'11", middle hitter. She'll come on the slide on the right side. And she'll have her first kill in the first point for Lewis Central. Aspen Nelson back to serve here for Indianola. First receive, Larson will send that one over. There's Lursef, the incredible libero for Indianola. We're going to talk about her all night long, and that one will get down for Brooke Larson. Another kill for Larson. And she'll pick up her second kill of the matchup. Lursef, we're going to talk about her quite often as Haberman will go back to serve. She is an incredible libero in purple for Indianola. Here's Overton, had all those kills in that first matchup, 24 to be exact. And Indianola will find a second point here.
Block for the Indians, number 12, Mackenzie Sloan.
Sloan will find the block.
Serving for Indianola, number 2, Macy Lursef.
Strohmeyer has 6 digs already for Lewis Central. A great start. We've played just 9 total points. There's Strohmeyer again. She'll send this one long this time. Had 6 digs already to start things off for Lewis Central. Strohmeyer had a total of 11 digs in that quarterfinal matchup. Again, she's already halfway to that point here today. There's Holt. Erickson will set. Larson will attack. It's received to the back row. Aspen Nelson. Overton will go over with it, and they're going to find the points. Cameron Overton. 351 kills for Overton, hitting 300 this year. The junior, that's the thing about this Indianola team, is they were young last year, still have young pieces after whatever run they go on this year or wherever it ends. Whether it ends with a state title in the state title game or ends here in the semifinals, we're going to have a lot of pieces next year. That's going to be 4 against Lewis Central. That ball was not blocked. Came right back off the net. And just like that, Indianola has scored 5 straight. And Indianola back to within 2. The reason why in the pregame we brought up the fact that there's been 4 game 5s on this quarter already is because these two teams are pretty evenly matched up. And we've seen that thus far. Erickson does a nice job to keep that line alive. Holt, overpass though from Holt. And it's thrown right back down to the floor. Blake. Dana Blake and Tori Runyon with the blocks there for the Indians. And it's now 7-6. Lursef will continue to serve, the 5'6" junior defensive specialist. She's playing libero today. And again, as we talked about, a very highly touted libero. That one's going to be sent long without a touch for Indianola. One of those liberos that people are looking at, people like to see. Does everything she needs to do. Has 251 digs, just about 3 per set this season. And shoveled to the back row, just sent long, just by a hair from Runyon. Runyon broke a 4A tournament record yesterday with her 64 assists. breaking the record, which was 61 assists in the past. And we'll see the serve coming. Overton with a hammer down the line. Erickson was there, but just too quick. Out of the hands of Cameron Overton. She'll pick up another kill. Overton with 2, all ready to go along with her dig. And the service will come from Runyon. That one hit well and in. Osdemore, Madeline Osdemore, the junior 5'11" middle hitter. 72 kills coming into the state tournament. She finds one there. Erickson rotates out, so that means Brooke Larson will now set after she serves. Set this one long though. And Brooke Larson will continue to set here for Lewis Central in this 6-2, which means they have 2 setters and 6 attackers. And when Larson's in the front, she'll attack. When she's in the back, she'll set. Erickson, when that spot rotates to the back, Erickson will set. And this one actually serve receive. Indianola going right at Larson, knowing that she is also going to be setting. They serve it right to her in the back row. And it's now 9-10. Lewis Central still leads, but their lead is down to 1. And Larson lays out for it. Up alive by Lewis Central, battle for it at the net, and we are tied at 10-10. Again, Indianola serves at Larson. She was able to keep it alive for a moment, but they're out of system, and it's timeout. Lewis Central. Both teams have had to use one now after runs from either team. There's the Indianola Indians. They're excited. Their team's excited. It's 10-10. Folks, you know, goes along with a great state volleyball game. Official state tournament merchandise. Fans, the official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen and visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Again, that's IGHSAU.org. Sarah Negastel with you for the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. There is 26th-year head coach Ken Halstead in the black shirt. Has done this for a long time. Very experienced head coach. He brings the energy. You probably saw during the introductions. He got introduced, and he was pointing at the student section, trying to fire them up. I saw him with the team. They were here early before the 5A matches started. They got here and started getting going right away, and they've had energy ever since. A 7-point Lewis Central lead is now evaporated, and we're tied 10-10. Strohmeyer, no, it's a pancake from Lurseth. Kept alive by Indianola. Larson will just shovel this one to the back row for Indianola. Set in the middle, and hammered down the line by Blake. The junior 5'8" hitter. Dana Blake with the hammer. Blake had 6 kills in the win over Marion in the quarterfinal matchup. And Indianola leads for the first time, not for long, as that one is just dumped over by Larson. Strohmeyer will go back to serve for Lewis Central. And Strohmeyer will send this one over, taken by Lurseth. Winty finds the kill. Macy Winty had both hitters jump there, but the ball went to Winty. And she was able to find the kill, over 140 kills this year for Winty. Larson will set. Oh, and that one's hit well. Habermore finds the kill for Lewis Central, and we're tied at 12-12. And it's Libero Holt. One of the seniors on this roster, has over 250 digs this year as the libero for Lewis Central. That attack is into the net. Just a couple of losses this year for Lewis Central. All the state tournament teams Lost to Ankeny Centennial, lost to Hinton earlier in the year. They lost to Hinton back on September 23rd. That's the last time this Lewis Central team has lost. Over a month from now, and that serve is now set long. Make it 13-13. We're into November. And you have to go back to September 23rd, the last time Lewis Central lost a volleyball game in a tournament 2-0 to Hinton, who's playing in the state semifinals later today. We'll have it for you right here on court number 2. That attack is blocked out. Aspen Nelson, who had 20 kills in the quarterfinal, she gave it a big wallop there, and it's blocked off of Lewis Central and out, so the point will go to Indianola, and they will lead 14-13. Ever since that opening run by Lewis Central, we have been back and forth. And this one's blocked in. Indianola only had 7 blocks in the quarterfinal matchup. They found a couple here. Larson will set. In the middle, Roenfeld sends it over. It's dumped. Larson will keep it alive. Blocked again by Indianola. And they'll be able to set and take with Nelson. Holt. Larson will set. Oh, right back. The overpass to Haberman. And she sends it straight to the floor. Ashlyn Haberman, the 5'9" senior outside hitter. And that will rotate Erickson back in. So Erickson's in the back row. She will serve and then set. Larson will go back to being a hitter here for Lewis Central. Nelson will float this one over. It's taken by Erickson. Holt. And that hit the pin, so it's going to be out. And Lewis Central arguing that case, saying it hit the top of the net, which rattled the pin, which would be good. But the official right there on the line. We have very good officials, and she saw it hit the pin. We got an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. There's Larson. She found the line. Larson into her pin hitting now, as she sends that one right down the line and in. First year hitting, she had 19 kills, 18 assists, 14 digs, had the volleyball triple-double in the quarterfinals. 16-15, Indianola by 1. The 2 seed, Overton. They've been number 2 all year. Erickson sets this one up. Strohmeyer gives it the wallop. They're going to call a double first. It's going to be a double against Lewis Central. Makes it now 17-15. Indianola leading. Lursef will serve. From one libero to the other. Taken by Holt. Here's Strohmeyer. She'll send that one over. Kept alive for a second by Lewis Central, but it's going to be a kill for Blake. She'll find another kill. Blake getting the start today. And timeout. Second timeout taken by Lewis Central. Their second and final. 18-15. A 3-point lead for Indianola. There are the Indians. They're going to talk things over. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships, and there is an upset on the brew. On the other side, the other court in Class 4A, North Scott, the 4 seed, has the 1 seed who some thought had a really good shot of getting back to the state championship game. They have not lost this year. 46-0, excuse me. Clear Creek Amana are down 2-0 to North Scott, and down in the third set, 12-10. So the winner of this will get the winner of that. Strohmeyer gives it a wallop, taken by Indianola. Both the Indians and Lewis Central want it to be them. One of them will play for a title for the first time. Overton missed that one. And Lewis Central back to within 2. No official stat on it. It'd be hard to keep that stat, but most volleyball coaches you talk to say that teams after a timeout, after taking a timeout, are pretty likely to score. Here's the slide for more of a roll shot by Indianola off the slide. And then just floated over by Erickson, the setter for Lewis Central, and she'll find a kill. Erickson had almost 30 assists for Lewis Central in that first round matchup. Oh! The net shot nearly turned into an ace. Overton comes back and she finds a kill. So a point that was nearly a point for Lewis Central on an ace by Roenfeld. Instead it rolled over the top of the net, taken by Indianola. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Blake will serve. Erickson will set, back set to, Brooke Larson, how good is she? Eyes down the line of the court, goes up and just floats it into that left corner where nobody's sitting front row. In front of that 10-foot line, that pink area you see on the court, that's your front row, your 10-foot line. The white line, then you got your back row. Overton tried to do the Brooke Larson. It goes off the hands of Lewis Central and in. Osdemore got up there. She saw what was happening, tried to get over, but couldn't quite get over quick enough. And Overton finds the kill, and Indianola the first to 20. It's 2018. Holt. Larson with a big attempt. Seth will dig. Larson will take. Here's Holt. That one pushed over by Jones for Lewis Central. Overpass. Holt keeps it alive. Holt and Osdemore combined with a couple of nice defensive plays. Here comes Lewis Central now. Strohmeyer floats and scores. Strohmeyer finds it. Strohmeyer told me that the Ankeny Centennial and the Hinton loss really helped them grow as a team. And again, they have not lost since then. She'll go back to serve. Good time to talk about Strohmeyer. The other thing she said, and they have not been perfect today in this set, and it's tough to be perfect in volleyball. There's a perfect overpass kill for Haverman. And we're tied at 20-20, but Strohmeyer told us, she said that's their thing in the locker room is, hey, we don't have to be perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes. All 6 girls in the court at a time are going to make mistakes. The girls that come off the bench, people are going to make mistakes. Indianola's going to make mistakes. Holt will keep this one alive. That's no mistake, as Holt made a good play there. Battle for it at the net. Oh, goodness gracious. Blake with a hammer down the middle. Makes it 21-20. But Strohmeyer said the biggest thing is just overcoming, limiting the mistakes, and being patient. They don't want to go down without a fight. Only 2 teams. Oh, what a nice kill there for Haverman. Only 2 teams are going to play for a state title. All the teams that started in Class 4A this year, only 2 teams are going to play for a state title. It's tough to do. There's only 4 teams left. It's an accomplishment of their own. One of these 2 teams will play for a state title tomorrow. Nelson floats this one over for Indianola. Blake from the back row. Larson from the back row. Brooke Larson. from behind the 10-foot volleyball line, and Lewis Central leads in the closing stages 22-21. It's been a back-and-forth set number one, and we're tied at 22. Hopefully you are locked in with your favorite foods and drinks, because we are in for a good one that could go the distance. Larson sets this one up. That one, oh, it's a touch. It missed, but it's a touch. Point for Lewis Central. Off Roenfeld. She put that one towards the floor, and Indianola touches it. And now Erickson is in to serve. 23-22. Timeout Indianola. Both teams will use up their timeouts. We'll come back for the rest of set number one. No timeouts remaining for either team. It's Lewis Central 23. It's Indianola 22. Who will take the first set? We'll find out when we come back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
There is Lewis Central breaking their huddle after the timeout. They are just 2 points away, and it will be the senior 5'3" center, Haley Erickson. She'll be in charge of serving. 23-22. Taken by Erickson. Strohmeyer will bump set it to Larson, who rolls it over the net, and it's set point for Lewis Central. Brooke Larson rolled it over the net. 24-22. The 6 seed Lewis Central trying to take a 1-0 lead over the 2 seed Indianola. And Erickson's serve goes long. 24-23. Indianola's got to have this point. It is a must-win point for Indianola, and it will be the junior Aspen Nelson who will serve it. Erickson will set. Pushed over by Roenfeld. Here comes Indianola. Can they make it 24-24? No, that hit the pin. That should be the end of the set. That hit the pin. It did. It's 25-23. Lewis Central, they continue their tear here in Class 4A. They've made the road trip across the state with a healthy amount of fans. And they take the first set 25-23. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Set number 2 in the Class 4A quarterfinal between Lewis Central and Indianola comes next. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships. This is court number 2. It has been the wild court here in Coralville over this week as we have played 4 Game 5s. This is the 12th game that have been played on this court this week, and we have played 4 Game 5s of the 11 games that have been completed so far. Speaking of wild, North Scott has a 22-20 lead over Clear Creek Amana. Clear Creek Amana is 46-0 on the season, has not lost. They're the number 1 team, but they are on the brink of a 3-0 set victory over Clear Creek Amana. Can the Clippers come back? We'll find out. Take a look at our stats here in our first set of the afternoon. It is Lewis Central and Indianola. Lewis Central 17 kills to Indianola's 11. Everything else has been right there. Assists are right there with each other. 1 ace serve, that was in favor of Indianola. 25 digs for Lewis Central, 17 for Indianola. And we mentioned not a lot of blocks happened for Indianola in that opening set, or in that opening game. Just had 7 in the entire 5-match game. They have 2 already. On the other side for Lewis Central, they had 17 blocks in the 5-game matchup in the quarterfinal round, but so far have just 1 block. Celebrating 60 years, Sioux Cup Manufacturing offers decades of quality products from a family-owned business. The winning combination, producing innovative, reliable grain storage and grain handling products. Visit SUKUP.com. That's SiouxCup.com. Happy 60 years to our friends at Sioux Cup. Aspen Nelson trying to get Indianola on the board. She will. And they will lead 1-0, so Indianola finds the first point. They don't have to come back this time yet, as they trailed 7-0 to Lewis Central in the first set, and Lewis Central held on to win 25-23. And that's in. Lewis Central was asking for a touch. They didn't need a touch. As Rowenfeld find one in the back corner. This will be Haverman. Ashlyn Haverman will serve. Oh, her serve is into the net. And Indianola will lead 2-1. And that will send Nelson back to serve for Indianola, and they've got to rotate. As Overton's trying to come in. There is the substitution as Lauren Olson will go out. Our substitutions today brought to you by our friends at IMT, IMTINS.com. Oh man, North Scott, oh there's an ace serve. An ace serve for Aspen Nelson, the second of the game for Lewis Central, or pardon me, for Indianola. All of our ace serves are brought to you by Kruger Seeds. They sponsor all the ace serves in all of our matchups. KrugerSeed.com. They've done it. North Scott has swept the defending Class 4A runners-up and have not lost all year. And Clear Creek Amana has gone down. It's 4-1 Indianola over here. That serve will go long by Nelson. So Nelson with a couple of good serves there for Indianola. Got them to lead by a pair. Rowenfeld will go back and serve now for Lewis Central. Rowenfeld will take that from the back row. Erickson. Strohmeyer sends it over. Oh, great attempt by Overton. Kept it alive, and Aspen Nelson will bump it over now. Larson fishes it over the net. Collision for Lewis Central. Strohmeyer will attack. Overton will try to put it down. She does. Overton puts that point to the floor. And she'll find another one. Overton's got 5 kills today for Indianola. Had a impressive 24 in the opener. Runyon will set, it will come over. Runyon, 63 assists in the opener. Lewis Central will answer back, though, with a kill of their own. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. As Madeline Fedoni will come in. So Fedoni comes in, plays the front row. Erickson goes out. And again, Brooke Larson rotates to the back row, and she will serve and then set for Lewis Central. And they like when she's serving, though. It's going to be another one-and-done serve here for Larson, because if she's serving, they can set up her setting in the back row a lot easier. Now when Indianola is serving, Indianola has been serving at Larson because they know she's trying to set from the back row. And we'll see Runyon serving here. This time goes away from Larson, but it goes in a spot that they couldn't dig it out to get it to Larson to set. A 6-2 offense for Lewis Central. 7-3 Indianola leads over Lewis Central. Runyon will continue to serve, dug out by Holtz. It is set by Larson, a long set to Strohmeyer, who just had to bump it over the net and bumped it a little bit too far, and it's 8-3 with the Indians leading by 5. And timeout called. Coach Bond wants a timeout, his first of the set. Indianola leads 8-3. We'll come back for more high school volleyball on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hello again from Coralville, as we are set for more high school volleyball in set number 2. It is the 2-seeded Indianola Indians leading 8-3 over the 6-seeded Lewis Central Titans. In this Class 4A quarterfinal, the winner gets North Scott in the state championship matchup. As that attack goes wide, North Scott just took down Clear Creek Amana. Previously unbeaten, they finished runner-up. That means we're going to have 2 brand new teams in the state title game here in Coralville tomorrow. As we're going to get a violation against Larson. And she'll get called for a lift. She tried to get underneath that one to set it. Pass was a little bit too long to her, and trying to get underneath the set it, just couldn't quite get there. Dug up. Larson sends it over. Back row take here for Lewis Central. Larson. Strohmeyer. Back row attack for Nelson, but she bangs it into the net. And so it'll be 4 hits against Indianola. And Strohmeyer will go back to serve. It's 10-4. Indianola starting to separate themselves here in the second set again for Lewis Central. Kept alive by Overton. They got to go over now. They do with Nelson. Larson will set. Fedoni attacks. And Fedoni with a big kill for Lewis Central. Not going away just yet. Same thing happened yet on Monday. Lewis Central came out firing, won the first set, and then tapered off in that second set, lost 25-13 to Xavier. And again, I didn't quite finish that earlier when I was talking to Coach Bond about that. I said, how'd you guys get ready for the next set as Overton hammers that one pretty hard? I said, how did you guys kind of reset and focus on sets 3, 4, and 5? And he said, well, what helped us out the most was the fact that set 3 started 0-0. And he kind of laughed about it, and he said, no, it's serious. He said, that's the one nice thing about volleyball is You know, in other sports, you get down by a lot and you got to make all those points back up. Obviously, if you lose a bunch of points in sets in volleyball, you lose sets, and then you have to make those sets up. But at that point, they'd already won the first set, so we were tied 1-1. It was basically into a tournament now as Indianola is starting to really separate themselves again here in set 2. At that point, then it becomes from a best of 5 to a best of 3. It's 1-1, and it's best of 3. First to win 2. It's, again, just like a tournament, just like they do every Saturday when they go play. That's what he said. We weren't worried about it. Came firing right back and won the won the third set, lost the fourth set, and then made that comeback in set 5. And that one is in. Haberman finds the kill. On the other side for Indianola, they had the pressure twice as Indianola lost the first set to Marion and then came back and won the second set 26-24. They had to win that in extras. They would have been down 2-0. Haberman pushes it over and Nelson can't handle it, so another point for Lewis Central. And for Indianola, they came back out in the third one and lost again, barely 25-23, and the pressure was on. They had to win sets 4 and sets 5, and they did that. And they were able to find the win as Wente will go for an attack, but it's blocked by Lewis Central and blocked back in by Roenfeld. She'll find the big block, 12-8. Holt will go back to serve for Lewis Central. Runyon gets over to Nelson. Larson keeps this one alive. Jones for Lewis Central. She'll just free ball it. Bump set by Lurseth. Attacked by Nelson. There's a block. They're going to stay alive. Here's Nelson. She'll attack it. North Scott, they've rushed out of the locker room. They want to come over and watch the rest of this one. And it's set long. A little bit too much on that one for Haberman as she sent that one deep. As North Scott has made their way out of the locker room. Again, that was probably a quick conversation after that win. They could talk all night long now that they're going to play for a state title tomorrow. They wanted to come out and watch the rest of this one. 13-8, here comes Lewis Central. We got a whistle, and it will be a double violation against Lewis Central. 14-8. Zoe Belt, the junior, she'll serve for Indianola. Larson will set. Oh, just inside the pin. Good job. And it turns into a point. Haberman had to go get that one behind the pin, get it around the pin and in without hitting the pin for Lewis Central. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com as Blake returns for Indianola. And Erickson will return and serve for Lewis Central. Runyon will set, back set, and that one's just set long by Wente. And the point will go to Lewis Central. It's a 4-point game. Indianola is led by as much as 7 in this set. Right now it's 4. Wente is blocked. Erickson will set. Larson will attack. And Brooke Larson finds a big point there for Lewis Central. And Erickson will continue to serve. Lewis Central back to within 3. Indianola wants to talk about it. They don't want Lewis Central to get all the way back. They're going to try to break the momentum here. It's 14-11. We'll take a break as well. We'll come back. More high school volleyball comes your way on the IGHSAU Digital Network right after this.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. My name is IGHSAU. So glad to have each and every single one of you along for this one in Class 4A. We have had an absolute dandy of a high school volleyball game so far. And folks, we've only played a full set in about a half of a second set. We have a lot more volleyball to go. Erickson with a good serve as Lewis Central trying to climb their way back in. And Aspen Nelson can't get all of that one. Erickson will continue to serve and set here for Lewis Central. Here come the Titans. Back to within 2. 14-12. Erickson will serve. Pushed over. Was there a touch? There was not. Mackenzie Sloan right away was looking and asking for a touch. Did not get one. That big 3 up front right now for Indianola. This is what they like to have. Runyon, who's not just a really good setter, but she can attack with her height as well. At 5'9", you got a 5'9" setter, can play the back row, again, stays on the whole time in sets, can serve, receive, can attack, can set. 5'9" senior. You got the junior Mackenzie Sloan, 5'11", and then the senior Winty at, where's number 15 as they rotate now, and we'll bring Nelson up front. They like that rotation when they have those big 3 up front. Oh, that hit the line. That got the line. What a line shot there for Erickson. Haley Erickson, pinpoint accuracy. That thing couldn't have been any further away as it landed right in the little triangle of the 2 lines intersecting in the back of the court. Right in front of the line judge. The slide for Indianola. Roenfeld sends it back row. It's taken there by Indianola. That's Lauren Olson. This one is touched by Lewis Central, and it's now 16-14. This kind of has the same feel as set number 1. Remember in set number 1, Lewis Central led 7-0. Indianola kind of came back, and it was close set throughout all of that set number 1, but Lewis Central was able to hold on. Now, Indianola here in set 2. They had a 7-point lead here in set number 2. Lewis Central is back and kind of just hanging around. Can Lewis Central change the narrative and come back and win this second set, or will Indianola kind of keep that story along and pull this one out? Strohmeyer trying to help her team out, claw back in as she finds a kill. Larson's in the front, so it's Strohmeyer, Larson, and Osdemore, the hitters up front for Lewis Central. This is Overton trying to show why she's one of the best hitters in Class 4A. Her 8th kill. At 24 kills in the opener. Libero Larsef will go back to serve. Tough serve. Erickson just barely got that before she got into the net. Erickson dives, keeps this one alive. Holt, Larson will just have to free ball it over. Here's Larsef in the middle. Oh my goodness. Dana Blake again. We have talked about the power right arm of Dana Blake throughout this one, and she finds another one. Timeout, Lewis Central, 18-15. Indianola leads by 3. Final timeout of the set for Lewis Central. We'll come back. More high school volleyball next on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. It's Indianola 18, it is Lewis Central 15. Here in set number 2, Lewis Central took the opener, 25-23. There you see the star libero for Indianola, and she will serve. Lurseth sends it over. Erickson will set. Strohmeyer with an attack. Larson just sticks that arm out there and gets it in the air for her team to play it. We'll try to block here. Can't block that. Dug out though by Holtz. And we've got a whistle. Lewis Central was in the net. Point Indianola, make it 19-15. And Lurseth will go back to serve once again here for Indianola. Service. Across taken by Lurseth. Over 10. Oh, good up there. Haberman. Strohmeyer will just bump it. Taken in the back row by Bishop for Indianola. Runyon will set to Overton. Erickson will set now. Far side. Strohmeyer. She finds a big one. Strohmeyer with the kill for Lewis Central. Fedoni back in as an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Another massive kill for the Indians. Blake having herself a game. Another kill for Blake. Bryn Bishop will go out for Indianola, and Runyon will go back to serve. We mentioned Runyon, she can do just about all. Can serve well, she receives if she needs to. Oh, just floated over there. Just a little float shot over the top of Indianola. As Aspen Nelson will return. And Strohmeyer will serve for Lewis Central. And that one's pushed over by Blake. And Blake showing that she can do the roll shot as well. The little floater in the middle. She showed her hammer off. And she finds that one as well as Olsen will go back to serve. Lauren Olsen, the sophomore, a name we're going to hear for a while for Indianola. Had 3 ace serves in that opener. Point will go to Indianola. It'll be a double hit against Lewis Central. Lauren Olsen will go back to serve again. Olsen, the sophomore, had 3 ace serves in the quarterfinal matchup, which led Indianola. Not a lot of girls in this tournament had 3 ace serves in the opener just because of how good serve-receive is for most of the teams. Battle for it at the net between Osdemore and Winty. Ends up back on the side of Indianola. Aspen Nelson will send it over. Larson will set. Fedoni gives that one a run. And Nelson finds the kill. 23-17. Indianola on the verge of taking the second set. Fedoni will leave now as Jones will come in. So Fedoni and Jones will flip-flop. That's an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Larson just pushes it to the back row. Nelson will attack, taken by Holt. Larson will set. Oh, what a good up there by Indianola's Lauren Olsen. The sophomore made a great play, and she'll let this one go. Good vision there from the sophomore. She had a good up with the arm and then great vision as she watched that one all the way down to the court. Saw it was going to go out and she let it go. And she'll continue to serve. Remember how good we talked about she serves? She has been serving this whole time. She'll continue And it's set point for Indianola. Jones will attack, blocked. Jones will get the up. Good take there by the Indians. Lauren Olson, the attack from the back row. Might as well. Now Larson will attack from the back row. Both teams punch, counter punch, and Larson's lands. And Lewis Central gets to 18, 24-18. Here comes Holt. The libero for the Titans. She'll serve. Trying to finish it. Yes! Indianola finishes it in set number 2 as Macy Winty, the senior, trying to put her team into the state championship game for the first time in school history in her final year here for Indianola with a big wallop at the volleyball there. 25-18. Indianola punches right back in set number 2. We're tied 1 set apiece between these two teams. We'll head to set number 3. Who is going to be the first team to have the advantage? We'll find out when we come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Being your family's grocery store isn't just about having the best butcher cut meat or the freshest produce. It's not about having the highest quality online shopping or experts who handpick your groceries. And it's not just about giving you the most affordable prices. Being your family's grocery store means making sure that you have all of that. And that's why at Fairway Meat and Grocery, it's what we've always been about.
Welcome back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy, and a class that is wide open right now here in Class 4A as Clear Creek Amana went down. The winner of this will get North Scott in the state championship matchup tomorrow, and that game will take place in the afternoon following the 5A game tomorrow right here in Coralville. Let's take a look at our stats now after these two sets. And Lewis Central, Indianola, we talked about in the open how these two teams were going to be so balanced, and it really is. The only difference is the ace serves, and we have seen 3 ace serves for Indianola in this matchup. None for Lewis Central. Lewis Central had a couple of ace serves, 4 of them to be exact, in that first round quarterfinal matchup. 3 out of those 4 were from Haverman. The digs are about the same, the blocks are the same, and the one big difference, Lewis Central had 17 blocks in that quarterfinal matchup against Xavier, just 2 so far through 2 sets here against Indianola. Indianola has been trying to hit around those, gone different, tried to go different, and just got away from those big blocks for Lewis Central. They have such big bodies up front, from Fedoni, who will rotate into the front row and play in the front row when Larson goes to the back row to set in that 6-2 offense, and Erickson, she will start as she always does when they're in this rotation as the server, and she will set for the first 3 for the Titans. Here we go, set number 3. Just like in the quarterfinals, Lewis Central falls in that first set. It's the slide for Indianola with a big kill to start things off. Mackenzie Sloan. Sloan's the only one they've set that slide up to so far in this game. And it's been blocked once, and it's been dug a couple of times by Lewis Central, but this time, not only the great slide there from Sloan, but she doesn't come back cross court. She goes line with it on the far side. And Indianola leads 1-0, gets that first points. Overton finds the kill. Indianola lost the first 7 points in the first set and have taken the first 2 points now in sets 2 and 3. And they come back and find the first 2 here in set 3. A big set. Again, we've shrunk this from a best of 5 to a best of 3 now. First to win the next 2 will win and move on to the state championship game. Larseth. Oh, can't quite keep it up. Larseth, that incredible libero for Indianola, made a great effort at it. And then we saw the kick attempt by Bishop. And while we're talking about Bishop, we got to throw a shout out. Bishop, with her digs today, she has her 6 digs today. She has reached 1,000 for her career. Great milestone for Bryn Bishop. And that one's sent long, and it's 3-0. 3-1. Indianola, but congratulations, Bryn Bishop. She needed 3 kills. She had 997 career digs coming into today. So 1,003 now career digs for Bryn Bishop. And she finds one there. A big dig for Bishop right on cue as we're talking about her. Finds her 7th dig of the match. But it won't count as a point, though, or won't go in favor of Indianola as Roenfeld comes back and slams that one down. And Roenfeld will go back to serve, and the Lewis Central bench, they'll give the row for Roenfeld. Sent across Overton, and that one's into the net. To go along with Roenfeld. The whole bench giving the little row on that far side. Trying to cheer on their teammate. Lewis Central back tied up here 3-3 in set number 3. Indianola trying to avoid going down 2-1 for a second straight day. It's so hard to come back from as Lewis Central will take the lead. With such good volleyball teams here, you don't want to fall behind 2-1 very often. They fell behind 2-1 on Monday, and they were able to overcome that. First time here since 1999 here in the state semifinals. And we're tied at 4-4. Indianola went to the semifinals in 99, lost to Davenport North. Actually lost to Davenport North in back-to-back years, or not back-to-back years, but back-to-back state appearances. They were at state in 97, lost in the first round of Davenport North, as that will be a point here for Indianola. Lost to Davenport North in the first round in Class 3A in 1997, and then missed the 98 tournament, came back in 1999, and won their quarterfinal, got back to the semifinals where they lost to Davenport North in their final 3A state tournament. Went to Class 4A when our classes went to 5 back in 2012. And then in 2013, lost in the first round to Solon. 2014, lost in the first round to West Delaware. And then, of course, the heartbreaker last year as the 4 seed, lost to Western Dubuque, who was the defending state champions. They won the state title in 2021 in Class 4A, and they were the defending state champions last year and came back from down. Indianola was up 2-1 in that matchup. They were in 2022, came back. Western Dubuque did and won that one. And then yesterday they were down. Indianola was 2-1, and they were able to come back 6-5 here as Larson. Oh, will find the first ace serve for Lewis Central. Lewis Central will find their first Kruger Seeds ace serve. Kruger Seeds, the sponsor of all of our ace serves here in the state tournament. KrugerSeed.com. There's an attack. Strohmeyer floats it. Larseth. Talked about how good Larseth is as a libero, and she shows it off there. Her range coverage. Can't cover that one, though. Brooke Larson just dumps it over. and finds the kill to make it 7-6. Lewis Central in the lead, 7-6. We have been toe for toe in this heavyweight battle between these two teams. Larson will go back to serve and sends this one long. Now after she serves, she will now set for Lewis Central. And we'll see a serve coming out of the sophomore Lauren Olson. Larson to Fedoni. Now Runyon will set. Winty will find the kill. The big three up front, or 3 of the 4. I guess they have 4 that all can be considered the big 3 when they're the ones playing those pins in the middle up front for Indianola. There's Seth. Set by Runyon. She's in the back right now, so she cannot attack that one when she's setting. Larson, she can attack, but only from behind the 10-foot line. She did there, but attacked it into the net. Makes it 9-7. 16 digs for Lurseth, the outstanding libero for Indianola. Holtz digs that one up. Push shot by Strohmeyer. Aspen Nelson. Set by Lewis Central. Fedoni will give that an attack. Lauren Olson attacking from the back row, but she'll send that one into the net to make it 9-8. Strohmeyer will go back to serve. Strohmeyer's got a sister who's a great athlete as well, Kate Strohmeyer. She's on the Lewis Central cross-country team that made it to the state tournaments last week in Fort Dodge. And that one goes off. So the athletic genes, Kate Strohmeyer, running for that Lewis Central state team, and they had a good effort. The entire team makes it down there for the Lewis Central girls. Finished 13th as a team in Class 3A. Dug out there by Holt. And that one will come down for the Titans. And we'll see a serve here from Holt. To continue on that, as this one's pushed over and out, Lewis Central cross-country team, they were qualified at the state tournament for the first time since 1996. The boys team also qualified. It was the first time in Lewis Central school history that both the boys and the girls teams qualified in the same year. Kate Strohmeyer, there's the volleyball sister, Anna Strohmeyer, making that play on the back row for Lewis Central. This one's pushed over. Lurseth will pass it to Lewis Central's side. Block! What a block for Indianola. Give that one to Runyon and Salone. Again, you talk about a setter. How many teams have a setter that can serve, receive, that can block, that can kill? That's what happens when you have a setter that's 5'9" and athletic. Ooh, what a slide there across the court for Olson. She was sliding into second base, coming across the court there, but just overslid the ball, and the point will go to Lewis Central to make it 12-10. So Lewis Central back to within 2. And Erickson will come in to serve. Fedoni to the bench for Lewis Central, and Erickson's serve will go long. Substitution for Indianola. As Overton's back in, Olson is out. Our substitutions brought to you by IMT. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Erickson will set. The first 3A matchup is getting ready to get going. Overton will give it a shot. And that one is dunked back down by Mackenzie Sloan. Sloan had 13 kills for Indianola in the quarterfinals. Sloan, another one here. Timeout on the floor. We'll come back. Indianola leads 14-10 in set number 3 of the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
There's the Indianola huddle as the Indians break it. White jerseys for Indianola. Lewis Central countering with their grays. 14-10. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And we are in set number 3 of this Class 4A quarterfinal. Excuse me, semifinal. Winner of this is off to the state title game. Larson. That one is blocked back down to the Lewis Central side. Makes it 15-10. And we'll see a serve from Nelson, a good one, but a better up by Addison Holt. A libero for Lewis Central. Sloan will send it over. Here's Holt again. Erickson will set to Larson. Lursef finds another dig. And that one will roll across the top of the net and will go down. Overton now in double figures. Again at 24 kills in the quarterfinal. Erickson, Lursef, dumped over by Runyon. Did it hit the line? No. Just a bit long on the pushover by Lewis Central, and just like that, Indianola leads 17-10. Lewis Central is going to need their second timeout. They will take one. Second and final timeout for Lewis Central. They trail 17-10. Indianola on the verge of having a 2-1 lead. Can they finish it? We'll find out. We come back. More high school volleyball on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and Coach Bond takes the timeout. There's a conversation going on right now between Coach Bond and the R2. I'm not for sure what they were talking about. Both timeouts have been used now by Lewis Central. So at the end of that timeout, good conversation there. It actually seemed like both official and Coach Bond walked away from that conversation. I'm not going to go on all the way out and say in agreements, but at least with a mutual understanding of what that conversation was about. And now Coach Halstead is going to go over and talk with the same R2 about something. And again, those two will separate with heads nodding as far as at least a mutual agreement. So you got two very experienced head coaches. Coach Bond, 27th year, and Coach Halstead in his 26th year. Both started at other schools before coming here to their current schools. Coach Bond spent 19 years or over at Thomas Jefferson and Council Bluffs before coming to Lewis Central, where he has been for the last 9 years. Now Indianola wants to take a timeout. Coach Holstead, who spent 14 years at Coon Rapids Bayard. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships continue here on the digital network powered by Mid-American Energy, and with that, it'll be Haberman who will serve for Lewis Central, and she muscles it over. The slide for Sloan. Again, they only go with the slide with Sloan so far. That's the only one we've seen them go to on that right side. As Overton, when she's playing here on the near side, the outside, or the left side of the net, she is just attacking that one. But then you got Sloan when she's in the middle. She'll come around on that slide, and the serve will go into the net, make it 18-13. So 5-point Lewis Central deficit. And they will serve with Roenfeld. Junior for Lewis Central. Quite a few seniors on this Lewis Central roster, but do have some good pieces coming back. That one's set long, and the point will go to Lewis Central. Back-to-back points for the Titans. Here they come. Can they string a run together? This is a crucial third set. The winner only has to win one more. But both these two teams are capable of winning back-to-back sets. Erickson with a kick shot over the net. Haven't seen that yet at this state tournament. It will end in a Indianola point, though. Lewis Central almost deserves a half a point there for Erickson on the kick shot. You can use anything to keep the ball alive as long as you don't use the palm of your hand to lift the ball up in the air. Or use the pin to deflect it. But as far as extremities on yourself, you can use just about anything. To keep that ball in the air or to put it over to your opponent's side of the net. Tough one for Indianola. They will keep it alive. Oh, miscommunication. Late in the closing stages, not what Lewis Central was hoping for there, but they'll talk about it, and you see right there, there's the leadership from the upperclassmen on this team. Strohmeyer, she's in the huddle clapping. She told me that. That's what we talked about after the quarterfinal win. She said, hey, things are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. We just need to overcome it. She was right there clapping in front of all of her teammates. Larson keeps this one alive. Oh, they will crash through the table, the scorer's table. And a laptop went down. I believe there was a drink over there that also went down. Hopefully there was covers on all that drink. I do see a cup still laying on the table. Hopefully it's empty. If not, it is going to be empty soon. But the scorer's laptop got closed there. And speaking of closed, Indianola trying to close the book on this set number 3 is a big block there from Blake. We've seen the hammer of Blake. There's the block of Blake as well, and it's 22-15. Lauren Olson will serve for Indianola. Taken by Holtz, set up by Larson. Larseth will take. Oh, man, Blake once again, he can't play it off that back wall. Lewis Central tried either way. Haberman did play it off that back netting, but that's out once it hits that netting. It's kind of like a back wall in a gym. Those are out. Larson pushes it over. Good attempt by Olsen, but not able to get the up there, and it's 23-16. Indianola 2 points away, but are still 2 points away, and if you're Lewis Central, you got to go after those. Strohmeyer was trying to serve one of the Union girls, came crashing into that back wall. That back netting, not even a wall, it's more of just a vinyl netting. And Strohmeyer kind of looked down like, hey, who is this? Goal for the Titans as Brooke Larson finds another one. Larson for Lewis Central with the kill. She's got 16 tonight. Had 18 kills in the opener. 19 kills in the opener, 18 assists. Strohmeyer will serve. And that one's sent long. 3 straight for Lewis Central. Here come the Titans, 23-18. As I mentioned, I said Indianola at 23, but only at 23. Those last 2 points can be tough sometimes. And Lewis Central going to try to come back, even if they don't come back and win this set, trying to build some momentum for set 4, which would be a must-win set 4, and are right on the verge of that now, as it is set point for Indianola. IMT substitution, be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com, as Zoe Belt will come in, and she will serve. She's our IMT substitution, serving set points. Taken by Holtz. Larson, far side. Lewis Central's in the net. That's the end of the set. Lewis Central into the net. And Indianola will win set number 3, 25-18. And Indianola is on the verge of their first ever state tournament berth in high school volleyball. Indianola, their first state appearance in the winter of 1973. Trying to find their first state championship appearance. We'll find out if they can do it when we come back on the IGHSAU Digital Network. Set number 4 is next.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, it's being the right place at the right time. And you know, this is true in history with a lot of things.
Agriculture, where it's a moving dynamics out there, you have to have somebody that drives out to their farm and still worries about whether it's rained or what the grain price is, or climb up in the grain bin and make sure that everything's working like it's supposed to.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us. We are set for set number 4, but first let's take a look at our stats so far in this one, with Indianola leading 2-1. Indianola 37 kills, Lewis Central 38. Assists are even, ace serves still about what they have been all night long, with Indianola having a slight advantage. 59-58 digs advantage for Lewis Central, and blocks have been right there. We mentioned this match from the beginning. We build it as two teams that are pretty evenly matched, and so far that's exactly what we've had thus far. between these two teams. And that's what we're expecting for here in this set number 4 as well. And can Lewis Central push both these teams into a Game 5 for a second straight match? Both teams played on Monday. Both teams played a Game 5 on Monday. And Lewis Central trying to win here to put both these two teams in a Game 5 again.
Indianola has the serve to begin set.
And Indianola will start with the serve.
Back to serve number 1, Grand Division.
Erickson. Brooke Larson. Aspen Nelson is blocked, but blocked out.
Point Indian.
And just like that, Indianola for a third straight set. They lead 1-0. First set, Lewis Central won 7-0, or opened 7-0. The last 3 sets have all been opened up by Indianola. Pardon me, last 2, and they've won them both.
Point Indians.
They lead 2-1 here in this set. Set number 4. We got a Class 3A semifinal coming your way next here on court number 2. Oh, what a kill there for Lewis Central.
Number 5, excellent.
Haverman finds a nice one. 2-1 Indianola. And Haverman will go back to serve. The slide for Sloan. Pushed back over, taken by Lurseth. Aspen Nelson, Erickson will receive. Lurseth. Sloan. After Erickson, pushed it back over. They're going to go the slide again to Sloan, and this time it falls in. And sliding right in between. And Erickson was there to play that one, but Haverman came sliding in and kind of went right in front of the vision of Erickson. And neither of them are able to get to it. It's 3-1 Indianola. Erickson sets in the middle. That's in. Rowenfeld with a middle kill for Lewis Central.
Back to serve, Rowenfeld.
And Rowenfeld will go back to serve. Overton will attack long.
The attack is long, point tight.
And it's now 3-3. Davenport Assumption and Mount Vernon playing on the other court. First set action, Davenport Assumption leads Mount Vernon 19-18. Winner then on to the Class 3A state title matchup against the winner of our next game here on court number 2. And that one's set long by Overton. Titans now lead 4-3, trying to push this to a game number 5. In Class 3A, Assumption the 4 seed, Mount Vernon the 1 seed. Union the 7 seed takes on Western Christian the 3 seed. It's scheduled for 2:25, though we have been running behind here on this court, and we will definitely not play at 2:25 with that next matchup. Even if this one ends here in 4, with getting the award ceremony done and the 17-minute warm-up clock, Overton will attack. Erickson back sets the Larson. Lurseth. Overton will attack. Erickson. Strohmeyer into the net. And Indianola gets one back to make it 5-4. Lurseth will go back to serve for the Indians of Indianola. Off the top of the tape. Larson back corner, dug out by Bishop. Blocked. Point to Indianola. We're tied at 5-5. Good dig there from Bishop. Her 8th dig of the matchup. Again, reached 1,000 career digs here in this match. Congratulations again to her on that. Lursef has 24 digs, libero for Indianola. Fedoni, no, excuse me. That's Osdemore in the middle. Madeline Osdemore finds the kill. The middle hitter for Lewis Central. Has done a good job in the middle to kind of balance out those pins for Lewis Central. Osdemore, that's one of those things when you have a middle hitter that can strike like that and not just be a block there. When you have a middle hitter that can swing like Osdemore can, that really helps out opening up your pins more when they're swinging. One of those is Olsen, who's in the back row now. She attacked there. And the attack wide by Indianola, and the point will go to Lewis Central here to make it a 7-5 lead for the Indians. And Larson will go back to serve. They want to keep her serve going so she can keep serving, but misses again. And the point will go to Indianola. 7-6. Winty is in. That's an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT, IMTINS.com. Oh, great receive there by Holt. Overton, battle at the net. And there's the middle. Oh, the point is going to go in favor of Indianola instead, as they're going to say Osdemore was over top. So Osdemore was over top of the net. So instead, the point will go to Indianola. And we're tied 7-7. Float shot by Strohmeyer. Runyon sets. Strohmeyer with the attack and the kill. The block not quite tight enough there for Indianola. Blake and Winty unable to get it. Pardon me, Blake and Runyon there unable to get the block. And an even better hit there by Strohmeyer, and now she'll go to serve. Taken by Lursef. Overton. Blocked, and she'll receive. On the cover, taken by Holtz. Pushed over by Jones. Another Overton, a block taken by Jones. Larson sends it. It's tipped and taken by Indianola, but Overton is blocked. Big block there by Haberman. Haberman with the block for Lewis Central. And the Titans once again lead by 2, 9-7. And we'll see a serve coming here by Strohmeyer. Far side attacked by Winty, dug out there by Holt. Larson dumps it over. Kept alive, good up by Indianola, but they're unable to get it back. Good up by Indianola there in the middle. But they're unable to get it over as they have too many hits. 4-hit violation, and it's now 10-7. Timeout Indianola. Lewis Central trying to send us to a game 5. They lead by 3. We'll take a break, come back. The IGHSAU Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Coralville. Well, we're pretty close to Carver Hawkeye Arena. There's some Iowa shirts, and we've got a Caitlin Clark jersey in the stands. Caitlin Clark has captivated the state of Iowa, and just about every girl that wants to grow up and play basketball, everybody wants to be Caitlin Clark. I want to be Caitlin Clark. Who wouldn't want to be Caitlin Clark? What a great representation of our states. An Iowa girl. Her Des Moines Catholic Maroons are going to play for a state title for the first time tomorrow as Dowling Catholic punched their ticket to the state championship game, and they're looking for their first state title in girls volleyball. So I'm sure CC is excited about that. Caitlin Clark. That one sent long. Strohmeyer. Coralville, they've got the Herky outside draped in pink. Is that a full pink Herky? You have to come by to the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Championships if you're close by. Maybe you can make it for the championships tomorrow. Maybe you're going to come later today. Check out the pink Herky. We've got a whistle in the net, Lewis Central. Point to Indianola. They're back to within 2, make it 11-9. Coralville's done such a great job of embracing the IGHSAU and all the pink that they like to bring around to represent the Iowa girl. It's the whole city, whole area, draped in pink banners and pink Herkies and pink shoes for some of the IGHSAU staff. I saw pink shoes earlier today, actual pink shoes. Gene Berger, the executive director of the IGHSAU. Her and her staff have put on another incredible tournament. Still got lots to go, though. We got 3A, 2A. Oh, great pancake. Talk about great things. Great pancake there by Brooke Larson. Going to turn into a Lewis Central point. Larson will set. Battle at the net. Haverman battling there with Runyon. Renty keeps it alive. Here's Runyon. Oh, another good up by Lewis Central. But it will turn into an Indianola point. Haverman with another great up there. But Indianola gets the point, a momentum point possibly for the Indians. We'll have a substitution. IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com as Zoe Belt, the junior defensive specialist, is in. She will serve. She's a serving specialist for Indianola. Set by Larson over to Rowenfeld. Here's an attack by Winty, dug out by Holt. Push to the back row. Good up by the sophomore Larson. Oh, that's down and in. Ashlyn Haverman, the senior, finds the kill for Lewis Central, and they lead by 3, 13-10. Erickson will serve for Lewis Central. Erickson serve. Runyon got the set in the middle to Sloan. A lot of times they'll go the slide to Sloan. Instead, they go Sloan in the middle this time. And it's back down on their own side, 14-10. Lewis Central leads by 4. Over by Nelson, dug out there by Holt. Erickson will set. Where did that one go? It's going to be off the pin, I believe, and it'll be no, excuse me. Oh, it did. I think it did go off the pin, but it went off of Indianola first. I thought maybe it went straight from Lewis Central off the pin, but I guess it went off the Indianola block to the pin. Timeout, Indianola. They'll use their second timeout. And we'll come back 15-10. Lewis Central leads. Can they send us to a game 5? We'll find out when we come back on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to the state volleyball championships. There's the Lewis Central Titans. You know how many schools use the Titan mascot in the state of Iowa? Along with Lewis Central? 2 other schools. That's it. 3 schools statewide use the Titan mascot. Grettinger Terrell Ruthven Ayrshire, small school in western Iowa. South Central Calhoun, they're in Webster County, or Calhoun County, I should say, right around that area. They also use the Titan, all along with Lewis Central. The other 2 are purple, though. Lewis Central is on an island on their own. They use the Navy. Actually, they use a combination of Navy and baby blue. I think that's what you would call that. The Navy and the baby blue there for Lewis Central. They're using gray jerseys here at the state tournament. They used those on Monday and using them again here. That hit the pin. It'll be a point off the block. Lewis Central arguing that went straight off of Indianola into the pin, but it's going to go off the block first. So it'll be a point. That would have been a huge point for Lewis Central. It would have made it 17-10 instead of 16-11. Still a 5-point lead here for Lewis Central. Trying to become the 5th game out of 12 to go to 5. That's a touch. And a point for the Titans. 11 completed matches on court number 2, 4 game 5s, including the Class 5A semifinal we had earlier. There was 3 quarterfinals that went 5 on this court. A 5A quarterfinal, Ankeny Centennial crosstown battle, and then these 2 teams in their quarterfinal matchup. Xavier and Lewis Central went 5, Indianola and Marion went 5. Those were the first 3 quarterfinal games that all went 5 on this court, and then the Class 5A semifinal earlier this morning went 5 on this court. If you're joining us wondering where the 3A game between Union and Western Christian is, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, maybe quite a bit longer, but settle in. Enjoy this Class 4A matchup here with us. My name is Zaron IGHSAU. If you're just joining us, looking for the 3A matchup between between Union and Western Christian. You got 2 teams that are red and black with the Knights. Davenport Assumption's playing on the other court right now against Mount Vernon, and then you got Union Knights, who also use the same colors here in Class 3A. Wouldn't that be cool if we got the Union Knights versus the Davenport Assumption Knights, both wearing black jerseys into the state title game. Davenport Assumption took the first set over Mount Vernon, the number 1 seed. It's 19-12 here in favor of Lewis Central as Overton will give it an attack. Erickson. Larson will set, even though she's in the front row right now, because Erickson received the serve, and the point will go, or receive the attack, and the point will go to Lewis Central. That is 4 hits, and it is all Lewis Central right now, leading by 8. One of the largest leads, actually the largest lead of the match by either team. It is 8 points right now. Lewis Central leading Indianola, getting set to take us to a game 5, unless Indianola can make a good comeback here. Overton says here. That's the start of the comeback. Overton finds the smash. Her 13th kill of the match. And Lursef will serve. Erickson will set. Strohmeyer over. That's long. Back-to-back points for Indianola. Here come the Indians. They're trying to charge back. And Lursef will continue to serve. Taken by Strohmeyer. Over by Larson. Overton. And it'll be out. They're going to call a net violation on Lewis Central first. 3 straight for Indianola. It's 20-15. Indianola back to within 5. And Lursef will serve. Erickson will set. Back row, long. 4 straight now for Indianola, and I think Coach Bond going to take a timeout. He will. Indianola coming charging back. They're still 4 points away. They're excited. We'll see if they can complete the comeback. And we come back. It is 20-16 in favor of Lewis Central. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville, where there is a lot of fans here waiting to see Union and Western Christian, but settle in. We've still got a good matchup here in Class 4A between Indianola and Lewis Central. Lewis Central, 240-mile trip from Pottawatomie County down there in Council Bluffs. I know a lot of you back in Pottawatomie County watching along with us here today. And a big block for Indianola. They're back to within 3. 20-17. Here come the Indians. Service from Lurseth. They were down by 8. Good dig there by Holtz. Strohmeyer over. Indianola pushes it. Erickson will set. Brooke Larson, good up by Runyon. Overton. Erickson pushes back row, taken by Nelson. Runyon will set, short set. Received by Lewis Central, pushed over. Overton is tipped and taken by Lewis Central. Back row, Larson lands it perfectly. A huge side out for Lewis Central. 21-17. After Indianola took 5 straight, Lewis Central gets the side out they were looking for. That'll put Larson in the back row to serve and set. It'll put Jones in the front row for Lewis Central. Larson sets to Jones. And they were in the net. Indianola's bench was screaming for a net violation. It came in as Jones was trying to get that one out of the net, and she crashed into it on her way. It's a 3-point game. Indianola needs to be first to 25 to go to the state championship. Lewis Central needs to go to a game 5. Oh, back row, Strohmeyer. And it's 22-18. These two teams both played 5 sets in the quarterfinals, and Lewis Central wants to play 5 sets in the semifinals as well. Indianola would be happy with just 4. That would mean they were off to the state championship game to play for the title tomorrow. Blocked. Jones blocks and takes. Pushed over by Haverman. Back row, Larson receives. Jones scores. Good little bump set by the middle hitter, Osdemore. And Jones goes over and lands that one in. 12-15 is the 4A title game tomorrow. And we already know North Scott, the 4th seed, will play for the state championship. Who will join them? 2nd seeded Indianola. They've been number 2 all year. Will number 2 and number 1 go down? Number 3 has already gone down. Oh, Overton is going down with that ball. Goodness gracious, Overton got all of that one. And it's 23-19. Service will come out of the sophomore. Haverman. Good dig now in the back row by Lauren Olson, the sophomore. Oh, Brooke Larson with a good one there. She was able to get the set, but the attack went long out of the arms of Jones to make it 23-20. The set's not over yet. Indianola, now they get the side out. Now they've got to make a run serving. It's up to the sophomore who had 3 aces in that quarterfinal. This is who you want serving. Lewis Central would like to break this rotation and get to 24. They won't yet. It's 23-21. Indianola needs 1 or 2 more to feel comfortable, but Coach Bond wants to try to break that. We know statistically, when you call a timeout, you always score the next point. Coach Bond going to take it at 23. Can they get to 24 and we come back? It's 23-21. Lewis Central leads. We'll find out. More IGHSAU high school volleyball next on the digital network.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Coralville. There's the Indianola student section. They're jumping around. They're excited, trying to cheer on their sophomore Lauren Olson. She had 3 ace serves in the quarterfinals. Both teams have used their timeouts. They're out. It's 23-21. We're going to let the girls battle it out here. Over by Osdemore. Crucial point here. Can Lewis Central get to 24? Larson will set. Haberman does it. 24-21. Just said, Coach Bond used that timeout at a perfect time, as teams usually score after their team takes a timeout when they've been down. It's 24-21 and set points for Lewis Central. Can we go to a 5? Larson. Oh, big dig by Olson. Not going to get there. We're going to game 5. 25-21. Lewis Central finishes off with Roenfeld. And for a second straight game, and second day in 3 days, these two teams will play a game 5. First of 15 to go to a state championship game for the first time in school's history for either of the teams. We'll come back. The IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
This is our son, Sebastian. In 2021, he took half a pill he didn't know was counterfeit.
That tiny pill contained enough fentanyl to kill him almost instantly. Kids buy them on social media and share them with their friends, not realizing how dangerous they are.
Please talk to your kids about not taking anything that's not directly prescribed to them.
Our child will never get to grow up, but we want yours to be able to.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships. We are going to a game number 5, folks. How fun is this between these two teams? Let's take you back through it. 25-23, 25-18, 25-18, 25-21 between these two teams. And the stats, they tell the exact same story. Lewis Central slightly ahead with 55 kills to Indianola's 48. Attack errors have been about the same. Indianola 28, Lewis Central 27. Hitting percentages a little bit better for Lewis Central. But assists, we got 43 assists for Indianola, 51 for Lewis Central. Digs, 87 digs for Lewis Central, 82 digs for Indianola. Blocks are about right there. Service aces, We haven't had a lot of service aces in this match. 5 total between the two teams. Indianola has 4 of them. Lewis Central has 1 of the ace serves so far. And man, oh man, we're going to a game 5. This is the now 5th game 5 that has been played on this court in the last 3 days. This is the 12th match. So nearly 50% of the matches that have been played on this court have gone to 5. The other ones that didn't go to 5, and if I'm remembering back right, I think we've had Hinton over Appleton Parkersburg. That went 3-0. But we had a 4-setter with Grundy Center and Kemper Catholic. So the only court 2, I guess Holy Trinity Catholic defeated Don Bosco 3-0. Otherwise, it has been either 4 or 5 set matches on this court. Holy Trinity Catholic over Don Bosco 3-0. Hinton over Appleton Parkersburg 3-0. Otherwise, we've had 4s in Grundy Center Kemper Catholic, Council Bluffs St. Albert and Boynton Hall went to 4. We had 4 against Western Christian and CPU and 4. Been a lot of 4-set battles in this matchup. First to 15, it's been a game of runs so far between these two. Volleyball is a game of runs. Who can get the first points? And it will go to Lewis Central. That's the first time Lewis Central scored first since set number 1, when they led 7-0 in set number 1. Otherwise, Indianola has led first in all the rest of the sets, 2, 3, and 4. Now Lewis Central leads first here in set number 5. Tipped over the net, Erickson serving. The slide from Sloan, taken by Erickson. Holtz, Larson attacks. It's tipped and touched by Indianola. 2-0 the lead for Lewis Central. The 6th seed. They've been to state. First time in 2003. Last time in 2017, other than this year. They've been to the semifinals twice in 15 and 17. Coach Mike Bond led this Lewis Central team to state for the first time in 2015. They went to the semifinals and lost to West Delaware. He also took them to the semifinals in 2017, where they lost to Wahlert Catholic. Trying to return to the state championship game for the first time, or try to get there for the first time, I should say. And we're tied at 2-2. Will 15 points be enough? 2-2 so far. Nelson will serve. We got a loose volleyball on the court. Nelson will pick that up and hand it off the ball girls. Ogden volleyball team are our ball girls today. They're in the pink shirts. The bottom part of your screen. They're doing a great job of keeping this game, that part of this game, moving. Big dig there by Lurseth. Overton. Erickson digs it out of the net. Larson goes over. Runyon will set. Overton blocked. Runyon will take. Overton will attack again. It's tipped and taken by Lewis Central. Oh, Larson floats it over and in. Short corner on the near side, on the far side. 3-2 in favor of Lewis Central, the 6th seed. One of the big questions about Lewis Central coming in, they'd only played 2 state tournament teams all year. And lost to both of them. Lost to Hinton, lost to Centennial. Centennial a semifinalist. Hinton will play in the semifinals later today. That game was supposed to be at 4:25, but the way we're going, Hinton fans, if you're watching early, going to be later than 4:25. Oh, we got a foot fault. She had been so close all night long. Haberman is so close to that line when she serves, and she caused a foot fault here. Line judge right on it. And Indianola back to within 1 now. It's 4-3. And the incredible libero, Lurseth, will serve. Dug out there. Here comes Overton. That's in. for the kill.
Number 3, Cameron Overton.
4-4. And service will come again from Lurset. Set number 5, winner take all. We will not play another set. We will play as many points in game 5 as it takes. Oh, beautiful dig into the scorer's table. Holt, second time we've had the scorer's table move today. This time not in the laptop though. And that's down. Holt makes maximum effort to dig that one out of the fairway table, the scorer's table on the far side, and it turns into a Lewis Central point. Service over by Roenfeld. Blocked out. Point Indianola. 5-5 here in set number 5. Fives are wild. They're going to set, or they're starting set number 3 in the Class 3A matchup. Mount Vernon took the second set, so Mount Vernon 1-1 now with Davenport Assumption. Here's the far side, Larson. Lurset takes Overton, hammers that one down. 6-5, and Indianola leads here in game number 5. Lewis Central was down in game number 5 against Xavier 10-4. They were able to come back and win it. Indianola handled game number 5 pretty well against Marion, and now they have a 2-point lead. Again, you don't want to give up a lot of big runs. There's not many points to have, and Coach Bond will take a timeout. 7-5, Indianola leads. Who's going to the title game? We will find out coming up shortly. Timeout on the floor. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. It is 7-5 in favor of Indianola. Coach Bond has used one of his 2 timeouts. Indianola's got both timeouts in their pocket to use here in set number 5. Over by Larson and in. Indianola nearly led by 3, which would have been a big lead here in this 5th set. But it was received well by good coverage by Lewis Central. And then Larson just pokes it over. Fedoni will go to the bench. Holt, the libero, is back in the back row. Larson will send this one over. Taken there by Lewis Central. Back row. Haverman, a lot of times it's Larson when they attack from the back row, but Haverton took it that time. Strohmeyer floats it back corner. We're tied 7-7. Tied 7-7 in game 5. You're just joining us looking for Union and Western Christian. Welcome in, and hopefully you'll enjoy this game 5 matchup in Class 4A between Lewis Central, the 6th seed, and the 2 seed Indianola. Brooke Larson from the back row, blocked and taken. Good coverage after the block. Overton will attack. Larson with the up. Indianola will take. Larson this time can't. A couple of good ups there by Larson, but the Indianola offense too much. And it's now 8-7. Indianola was down by 2. They got it back to 7-7. They can't score 3 in a row, though, and now it's Indianola with a chance to extend their lead, and the freshman, Lauren Olson. Strohmeyer with a big attack. Runyon takes. Olson will have to go over. Holt. Strohmeyer. We're tied at 8. 8-8 here in game number 5. And Strohmeyer, after her kill, she'll go back to serve. Service into the net. And Indianola once again leads by 1. Substitution brought to you by IMT. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. As Belt will go back to serve. And Belt's serve is into the net. The teams will trade service errors, and we're tied at 9-9. We're at the point now where the next team to make a run could be the winning run. And Addison Holtz will do the service. Lurseth, Runyon, and it's in. It's in the back row by Macy Wente. The senior trying to keep her senior season alive. Runyon a senior, Wente a senior, Bishop a senior. Those trio of seniors trying to push their team to the state championship game. It is Bishop serving, one of the 3. Over by Lewis Central. Nelson, oh, it's down. Holt thought she had a big dig, but it hit the floor, and it's 11-9. And Coach Bond will use his second and final timeout. Indianola 4 points away. Lewis Central needs a big point when we come back. They trail 11-9. There are the Indians. They're going to talk about it. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville. There's the Indianola student section. Got the little dark theme. Looks like a blackout for the Indianola Indians. White out on the other side for Lewis Central. Here we go. Big point upcoming for Lewis Central. Don't want to fall behind any further. Already trail by 2. Larson pushes that one over. Larson with a good up. Runyon will set. Nelson. Strohmeyer with the receive. Jones back row push. Lauren Olson. Here's Nelson. Aspen Nelson has her team at 12-9. And now a crucial point upcoming here for Lewis Central. They trail 12-9. Winner to the title game. Winner will take on Norris Scott for the title at 12:15 tomorrow. Holt. It's in the net. And Indianola now just 2 points away. And a almost must-have point for Lewis Central. Trailing 13-9. And Lauren Olson. Pardon me, Bryn Bishop is still serving, the senior, trying to serve her team to the state title game. Oh, man. Not if Haverman has something to say about it. Ashlyn Haverman. A huge side out, maybe the biggest side out of the season for Lewis Central. And now they'll send one of their good servers. Haley Erickson back to send this one over. 39 ace serves coming into this state tournament for Erickson. She'll serve safely. The slide is down. And it is set and match points for Indianola. Lewis Central needs 4 straight. It is set and match point for the Indians. trying to go to the title game. They've been number 2 all year long. Larson. Indianola keeps it alive. Larseth will free ball. Holtz. Erickson. Blocked. Over and out. It's sent long by Haberman. And Indianola, for the first time, will play for an Iowa High School Volleyball State Championship tomorrow at 12:15. They hadn't been to the semifinals since 1999. Not only did they get back to the semifinals, but they will play for a state title. Went to state for the first time in 73, in pool play in 73 in the winter, 73 in the fall, pool play in 74, win in 1990 in the current format, in Class 2A, in 3A in 1997, and 4A in 2013, and now we'll play for a 4A title. We'll go downstairs for the award ceremony.
In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medallion and commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Ben Van Wyk and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Mike Bond and the Titans from Lewis Central on an outstanding 2023 volleyball season. And now, Indianola fans, you need to advance your bracket to the championship match. Number 15, Macy Winty, advancing her team to the championship. Indian fans, your team advances to the championship and will play North Scott on Thursday.
Well, there you go. Macy Winty will advance her team to the title game. They will play for the state championship at 12:15 tomorrow on Iowa Public Television. And they will take over for the title games. We still have Class 3A, 2A, and 1A. 3 more games will come your way right here on court number 2. There's a 3A game going on right now on court number 1. We will close out the evening here on the digital network. Again, final score, Indianola 3, Lewis Central 2. The Indians will play for a state title tomorrow. For everybody that worked hard on this broadcast throughout this matchup, thank you. My name is Zaron Egestal. We'll see you later.